This is Tucker Parris. We've been good friends for over 20 years, and he recently invited me into his shop for a day of bladesmithing. I'm a woodworker, so you're going to be following me on this journey from an outsider's perspective. That day we'd be making a cable Damascus integral Giotto-inspired chef's knife. We'd forge weld a piece of cable and forge it to rough shape. Later we'd put it on the grinder, and followed by hours of handwork, maybe it would one day look like this. After the cable is forge welded, it needs to be smashed all to hell. One way of doing that is in the little giant power hammer he calls Taylor. He also uses a Cole Ironworks 16-ton hydraulic press. And while the hydraulic press moves a lot of metal very quickly, it can be rough. Rough like the whoop section of a motocross track, rough like the dirt desert roads in a Toyota Tercel. As you can see, it still needs to be flattened quite a bit. As it turns out, all that flattening, finesse, and fine detail comes out just like it always has, with a hammer and anvil. In the background, Tucker's shopmate Chris is welding his handle back on. This can come off at any time, and it happened to Tucker soon after.
Wear sleeves! Long sleeves!
Oh, you know it, Tucker. Do as I say, not as I do. Just definitely watch out for those hot welds. After getting this thing welded back on and a few more trips to the anvil, you can really see it start to take shape. With 2 or 3 people in the shop, you can get a lot of irons in the fire, and so you need to move about the shop efficiently, like a well-oiled machine. Now Tucker has the length, shape, and flatness that he wants in the blade. And now it's time to knock in this angle where the bolster and the blade meet.
There, I took care of my growth.
There comes a point, get it? A point? There comes a point when the blade is straight and the shape looks good as forged. So at this critical junction, we ditch the handle and we swap in some tongs. The tongs hold the business end of the knife and the handle is worked. Now this handle is red hot. You can't grasp it to get a feel for its form and fit. This all comes down to experience and taste. His taste, not yours. Don't come around here asking for a custom knife. I mean, I guess if you do ask for a custom knife, go do it on Reddit so that we can all watch you get filleted. Jokes aside, Tucker makes what he wants because he's passionate about it, and that passion is seen in the process and in his final product. Does anyone get the visual reference? That day I watched 2 knives get forged, one with an integrated bolster and the other with a full-on integral handle. There's a whole lot more going on in the background that we're going to have to save for another day. There's still loads more work to be done, like heat treating, grinding, acid etching to bring out the Damascus pattern. And not necessarily in that order. As I said earlier, I'm just a woodworker.